Okay, so I'm up at Herman's. We got all the cows done, pigs fed, and I am going to remove the beehive. I'm not gonna claim to know what I'm doing. I just know enough to get myself in trouble and not to get myself out of trouble. I've done a little bit of research. I know what the brood looks like. I know what the honey looks like. So the idea is for me to try to separate as much of the brood out and put it into frames using a rubber band method. And then I have a little, looks like a hair clip, and it's a queen clip, and get the queen in there. I do know what a queen looks like. We do have bees up here. I just am not used to doing this type of stuff. I'm gonna actually go into the second floor. And I'm gonna do it from the inside. The other thing is I know exactly where they are in the wall because I can see where the nails are for the studs. And so I'll be able to take out that area. They have a whole entire single bay or area between two studs. I'm hoping that's the only area. It seems like it. Last night I was up there, I felt the wall, the heat, I listened, and it seemed like they were just in that one bay. I did look along the crawl space right here and didn't see any bee activity last night there, but outside I could tell. So that they were here. So I'm gonna take you guys upstairs and I'll have a bee suit on. So we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll put a sting counter up. Hopefully I don't get stung. Really don't want that. All right, I'll see you guys in a bit.
I'm a novice when it comes to this. This is the first time I've ever removed a hive. And I'd actually reached out to a few folks I know that deal with bees on a regular basis. And it's a really busy season to try to nail down beekeepers and folks like that. And so I kind of went at this with kind of like I do everything. It's a learning experience, and failure is always an option for me. It's always something that is kind of just lingering at the back of my mind, knowing, hey, this could go completely awry. So I'm really kind of tentative as I'm trying to open this wall up. I end up cutting the wall on the opposite side of the stud because I obviously didn't want to stir the bees up. I knew I could peel back. What I ended up finding out was drywall. I actually thought this was like a particle board. And you'll see I'm kind of tentative, and I'm trying to kind of find my way through this process. Also, I've dealt with bees in hives, but I've never dealt with bees in a situation like this where I'm opening up their private hive. I feel like bees in a hive almost get used to having it open, where I didn't know how these guys would respond to me peeling the wall open. And I've also probably used a little too much smoke because I really didn't know what I'm doing. I'm slowly realizing, oh, these guys are really mellow, they're calm, they're not freaking out, and I don't really need the smoke. It's probably overkill for these guys. So you'll see as time goes on, I don't end up really using the smoke much. I use it a little bit in the end to kind of try to cluster them together so I could search for the queen. I'm really trying to save this hive because this hive has pretty much one outcome: is it gets torn down with the rest of the house, or I do this and I figure out or try to save the hive, and hopefully I can do that. And you'll see actually as I go through this process, it probably took me about an hour and a half. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half of filming I end up doing, and I'm cutting this all down to a couple minutes because I think it wasn't really necessary, and you can get the gist of what I'm kind of doing here, where I'm taking each piece of comb that I take out, I'm inspecting. I really, really, really want to find the queen. I don't want to go through this process not being able to find the queen and then lose the hive or get everything but the queen and a few bees and put them in a box and move them and then find out that I basically just killed the hive. In everything I kind of do around the farm, I really try to let animals do their thing. I want their instincts, and I really love wild bees. I love bees that have lived out on their own without the intervention of humans. And I mean, they're a healthy colony. I love that. That for me, that's worth way more than if I was able to just buy good hives, which I've bought a few good hives, and they made it one season. and then they fell apart. And that was with feed, and I tried to do all the conventional things. But the funny part is the hives that I've caught, or swarms that I've gotten from areas where there weren't beekeepers keeping bees, so I would say more wild swarms, they've done great, and they're super healthy, and they're really resilient hives. So I really would like to get another one of those. My passion with bees is to make sure that my trees are pollinated and the bees are happy. If I eventually can get honey out of the deal, great. But at the end of the day, I'm not a honey business. I'm into farming. I'm into growing things. And I feel that for me, I'm more interested in having healthy animals that have great instincts on my farms. So you can see I'm doing this rubber band method. It might not be the best method, but I'll tell you, it was the one method that I found on YouTube that looked like I could do it. And when I'm trying something for the first time, if I can find something that I think is going to be successful, I can be successful, it's not instant failure, then I'll do that. So here you go. You can see I'm putting both brood and honey into these frames. I'm trying to keep as many of the bees on the frames as possible, but I'm making sure that I don't miss the queen. And this becomes quite the ordeal to kind of pull this all apart. And I'm also kind of going through this blind. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. And I'm going to keep reiterating that because, and it's not an excuse for doing things badly, but it's more of because I think that we can all do this kind of stuff. I don't believe any of the stuff around a farm is super complicated. I think as modern humans, we're afraid of all kinds of things. I had a gentleman, I was on a trip. I went down to San Francisco to buy an old classic car. It's a diesel car. It's classic because it's old, not because it's fancy. Anyways, it's an old diesel car. And I was driving back, and I stopped at a gas station, and I was talking to the attendant. And I don't remember what the question was, but I remember his answer. And he said, "Fear will do funny things to folks." And it stuck with me. Because at the end of the day, fear will do funny things to all of us. Oftentimes I want to say, hey, I'm completely unqualified for doing this. But it sounds like an excuse. But at the end of the day, it's not an excuse. It's actually encouragement for everybody to get out there and do something that you've never done before. I say this all the time. Failure is always an option for me. And I kind of take that same attitude towards the farm, towards doing projects, because you will only learn if you fail. Let's get back to the bees. I've gotten everything all wrapped up, all the combs taken down. I've put a lot of it into the frames, and now I just have a big swath of bees. And I'm going to try to search through and see if I can find this queen.
So I think I found her. She's in here. She has a gold tail. What I've been doing is I've been kind of scooping these guys up real gentle-like and putting them in the box by hand. And okay, I think I just seen her again. Maybe not. Is that her? I think that's her. That's her. There she is. Right there. That's her right there. You can see her. She's right there. And I think I got her. Yep. There she is. Okay, look if I can just not kill her. Oh, almost killed her. Okay. Oh, did she get away again? Nope. She's right there. Yep. Okay, she's in there with a few others. We got the queen. Okay, so I want to get some of these other guys out, but I'm gonna wait until she goes up, and then I can get some more of these guys out. She's still in there. Shake those guys off. Wait for her to go up. Okay, she's still on the top. Oop. She's still in there. Okay, I think that's probably the best I'm going to do. She is definitely 100%. Yep, there she is. Okay, guys, holy smokes. I didn't know if this was going to happen. This is not my forte. This is not what I do. But we got the queen. I got a hive. I got some empty ones over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these ones that has an empty slot in it. I'm going to put her right next to it. And then I'm going to leave it here for a day or until tomorrow. I'm going to come up tomorrow, and tomorrow I will try to move this outside of the house if everybody's in here. Okay. I can't believe that. I'm so stinking happy. Alright, put this right in this band right there. This is what, okay, put them right there, put that right there. Oh, look at that, they're already going to town. This is good, this is really good. So I wasn't sure what was gonna, I was kind of prepared for a little bit of everything today. So this is probably the best I could have done. Okay, so now I'm going to take as many of these guys as I can. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm going to take this box. I'm going to put this box right here, and I'm going to let these guys just migrate naturally. I am going to fill in the last 2 slots right here with some honey. I really want these guys to be healthy. I love honey, but you know what? I love my bees more than I love honey, and I really don't care for the honey. And what I mean by that, okay, we're always so focused on getting production out of animals that we kill off the instinct. And so I'm way more interested in having animals, bees, that do this, and I don't get anything back, but they stay alive and they pollinate. I'm happy with that. If I can then grow that into something where I can then harvest from it, great. But that's not my #1 goal. My #1 goal is to have pollination. And I love this. I love the fact that these guys have a nice, beautiful hive, or had a nice, beautiful hive that they created, and they lived through the winter without any medicine, as people call it. I know people do it, they have to, but it's just not my thing. Okay, we're done. It's like 9 o'clock. It's taken like 4 hours. I'm slow at this. I'm probably gonna get stung because I took the top off. Hopefully not. Here's what we got. We got the box next to the rest of the swarm. Okay, I used smoke to get most of the swarm to come in. So I think we should be good. I think tomorrow I'll come. I think everything will probably be in the swarm doing its thing. And I'm going to get out of here before I get stung. Okay. I'm out of the house. I got my bucket of honeycomb. Got my man's best friend. And my other man's best friend right here. That's right. Fritzy, always getting old. Poor guy. Anyways, I want to say thank you. It's been long. Video, I'm sure, by the time I edit it all down. Thank you for watching. We love you. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share. Tell somebody who wants to do crazy things that they're not, quote unquote, supposed to do, which is just human nature, I think. And I promise I'm not going to tell my wife. Well, maybe I will tell my wife, but this stuff's so stinking good. Nature's bubblegum. Oh, it's delicious. I don't even think I had lunch today. Or dinner. I think I'm becoming a bear. Oh. I totally could be a bear. If I ever come back as an animal, which is not going to happen, but if I did, I think I'd want to come back as a bear, for sure. Yeah. For the honey and the salmon and the long naps, for sure. Anyways, good night. Have a good one. Thank you.